All right, excuse me. All right, guys, we're live again today. Yes, we'll be analyzing Bitcoin, gold, and US 30. I'm a little bit late, later than usual. By now, I should have finished all my analysis. But since I'm a little bit late, I'll be analyzing live. I just hope the market has not left me, especially for gold and Bitcoin. So let us see how the day goes. So normally, I start my analysis from the higher time frames, which is the monthly. Because I analyze three pairs, I try to start from the monthly. If I was analyzing one, I can just do it from the weekly or the daily, just to have a better picture in my head of what's going on. With trading, you always start on the higher time frames. Even if you are trading on the lower time frames, you would always analyze on the higher time frame. All right, I'll pause my commentary for about 2 minutes while I'm here, and then I'll continue shortly. Yesterday, we made some profit on the $10,000 challenge, which we started with funding pips. We are 1.7% up. We we were we are supposed to make about 8%. So we still have some way to go to finish the phase one. We are taking it slow and steady. And then for our personal investors accounts, we are also trading them back to the capital base. So we are doing a challenge which we started from £2 and want to trade it back to £1,000. So as at yesterday, we made about 100% profit on that one. So we are at £8 currently. We'll just take things easy as we bring back the account up with proper risk management. Yeah. Okay. I'm just currently sharing the link, the YouTube link to a lot of our investors. So just bear with me just for about 2 3 minutes while I finish with with sharing the link. Then we'll come back to analysis and trading. Yes, I'll soon be done sharing the link. Kindly bear with me. So a couple of people might also be able to join. Just feel free to pop in and pop out at any time you want. And you can also use the chat box as well to let me know you're around. Yeah, I'll soon start the analysis. So kindly exercise a little patience for those who might just be popping in. So this today's broadcast, I've set it to public, so anyone from around the world can join. Okay, so we are starting our analysis on gold. We're on the monthly time frame. We're watching what's going on the monthly time frame. Now we've been in an uptrend, as you can see. Gold has been in a very strong uptrend for the past 1 to 3 months. 1, 2, 3, 4 months, we've been consolidating or accumulating without proper directional bias. So we're switching to the weekly. We're switching to the weekly. And on the weekly, we can see that gold is also consolidating, just as I said earlier. For almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks, gold has been consolidating, generally ranging from 3,100 to about 3,500 or thereabouts dollars. Now I'm going to be switching to the daily, and here I'm looking for to see if I can find any possible retail pattern. I see something that seems to be trying to form, but it's not yet clear. Okay, no, no, no. I was looking at a possible symmetrical triangle, but that's not. It doesn't look pure. So I'll switch back to the weekly. We still seem to be on this other block, even though we're in consolidation on this in this demand zone. This is what we have on the daily. We're also in the daily zone. Let me see what the 4 hour is talking about. We called the trade yesterday. of the 4 hour, and it has gone perfectly as planned. So we hit take profit yesterday. If you notice, we actually took the trade from the very bottom, although we didn't hold because we were afraid of FOMC. But in hindsight, we should have held because the trade went exactly to our take profit too. It ended up being an intraday trade. We only traded this portion up to this point, and we made 1.75% in profit. So if we had held up to this point, imagine what we would have made. But it's all good. That's trading for you. So right now we are in the 4 hour zone, and I want to see if there's any possible retail pattern. Nope. Some people could consider this a trend line, but trend lines are not reliable. So I will not be looking at that at all. I have a lot of different colors on my chart. They denote different things. Taking this away. I want to clear my chart so it's a bit clearer to see. Okay. So this is the take profit as it is today of the 4 hour zone. And I'm also taking this out. So I want to see what price will do on this order block. This supply zone. Will price break this supply zone? 4 hour supply zone. Also, I'll check. I'll quickly check. Okay, my RSI shows nothing. Normally, I don't depend on it. I can trade conveniently without an indicator like the RSI, but sometimes I just bring it up just to see what's going on. So this these yellow dots I'm cleaning, yellow circles. In a previous analysis, we saw it was a very strong support and resistance point for the 4 hour, as you can see. Here it was broken, became support, came back down, went back up, became support again. Here became resistance, and it was resistance here, resistance. So there may be a tendency that price could trade up this way. However, we have a kind of trend line, so it's also possible that price comes back down. Remember, we're in consolidation. There's no real direction for the market at the moment. You know, for institutions that trade on the monthly time frame, many of them will be very cautious about placing trades at the moment because there is no real direction. In the actual sense, it says we're in overbought territory, but also remember that when we are in a trend, the oscillators are not reliable. So I'm going to be switching to the 1 hour to see if there's a possible setup. I shrink my chart to see historical information. Okay, I see something. On the 1 hour, we have a kind of, well, this is not dependable actually, a kind of a resistance point here. Let me draw this. I'm not depending on this at all, but we could look at it as a potential. This yellow line is the 4 hour supply zone, which seems to be a kind of mini support and resistance, but it's not dependable, like I said. So the question is, does price continue going upward, or will price come down this way? This way? We don't know. We'll watch and see. Watch, wait, and see. So based on the concept, I trade smart money concepts and retail concepts. So based on this, we'll be looking at our timings for a possible trade, which is between 7 a.m. pre New York and 10 a.m. for specific entries like the optimal trade entries and things like that. I also trade internal range liquidity as well. So we'll be looking at that possibility. And I use all the other retail patterns as well. I'm not a one-dimensional trader. I just try to blend everything to get the best possible return. And I also do not believe one trading style supersedes the other. Sometimes in trading you just need to be open-minded, especially if if you if you want to learn from different sources. So I blend smart money with retail trading concepts. Yeah. What I'm doing will make no sense to many traders, but I know exactly what I'm looking for. So here we have compression, compression, compression. And we have relative equal highs here on the 1 hour. We also have another 1 hour high to aim for. Let me see that on the 4 hour. Okay. Okay, at the moment I'm seeing nothing in gold. I see nothing in gold. So I'll be leaving gold. I'm going to analyze Bitcoin. Instantly, as soon as I switch the charts, I see something in Bitcoin. We may have a continuation, but it doesn't seem quite clear yet. No, this is very rough. This is a very rough one. I won't depend on this. But let me look at the monthly time frame. So between yesterday, price has crossed the all-time Bitcoin highs and made a new high of 112. $112, $112,000. Okay. So Bitcoin is still trending higher. As you can see, the bodies of the candles are closing higher, higher, higher. We've crossed the former all-time high that was set in January 2025. There's momentum. There seems to be momentum going upwards. And then we switch to the weekly. And what do we see on the weekly? Okay. We see another block, a bullish order block here. So the question is, are we going to continue upwards? It still seems so at the moment, but we need to be careful in this area, in this zone generally. This could be seen as resistance for a lot of retail traders, but we want to know, is it going to break out, come back and continue up, or collapse from here? Okay, I'm going to switch to the daily. And on the daily, is quite rough as well. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Price will trend upwards today. Price will certainly go upwards. Price will go upwards. At least we'll reach this point. This point, which I had marked before. At least we'll reach this point. Okay, I think I've done a previous analysis. Okay, yeah, we are actually trending higher with Bitcoin based on my previous analysis. This is the overall target. However, for today's trading, I could be right to assume yes, I could be right to assume we may most likely get here. This has changed. Kindly bear with me as I analyze. I know for many people, you are not able to, especially those who don't have the knowledge, you may not understand what's going on. But don't worry. We'll be starting training sessions. We wanted to start in August, but looks like we'll be starting in September. And we'll transmit the information on how to join. My charts may look rough, but I know exactly what I'm doing. Markets are fractal. What happens on the higher time frames also happens on the lower time frames. So I use this. What I'm doing now, I use this as well to scalp on the 1 minute. Exactly this. Okay. So I think I'll be expecting. It will be reasonable to expect. Okay, there could be some consolidation around there, but it's reasonable to expect that price will get to this purple line. This was my previous line. I think I should remove this. It's very possible. Or price may come back, bounce off this other block, and then continue. Well, the 4 hour seems to have created something like this, which is a bullish pattern. One, two, three, here. I think the target has been achieved already. Yeah, the target is achieved already. Exactly. Yeah, the target is achieved, as you can see. So, and when did these people? Okay, these were traders for the previous yesterday, Tuesday. Okay, this trade occurred yesterday in the New York PM session. So right now, this is where we are. And let me see something quickly on the daily. Bitcoin seems like a potential trade. Okay, we've taken out the daily high. Yeah, we could see a retracement. Well, price would certainly struggle in this area. It will struggle. For hour and the 1 hour. This is not a pattern. It's not a credible pattern at all. So I'm going to be removing this. Okay, for now, I see nothing on Bitcoin. So I'll be going to US 30 for my analysis of US 30. Okay, today is my first public trade on YouTube. For those who might be joining. Okay, for US 30, I'm also going to the monthly time frame. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, yes, I'm going to the monthly time frame to do my analysis. Yeah, so we've been struggling all this month so far. Today is the 10th. We've been struggling to break these equal monthly equal highs, but that's a very strong price attraction. So there's a very huge tendency that price they actually break it. And I think we'll be creating new all-time highs. Right? Let's look at this. Yeah, yeah, we'll be creating new all-time highs if we can break that. So after Trump's fight with China and the whole world, when price suddenly went down, we've seen a very huge recovery, which signals confidence in the US stock market. So where we are now, we seem to want to break these equal highs. Sometimes at the equal highs as well, price may also drop, before coming back to break it. But right now, that's where we are. Let's see what's happening on the weekly time frame. Yeah, on the weekly, we've seen strong momentum. Do this. My chart is quite rough here. I will remove all those shortly on the daily. Let's see an entry. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, there's a very huge tendency price could continue upward. Okay, Yes. So on the weekly time frame, this is what we can see. Price trying to attack the equal highs we saw on the daily, on the monthly rather, and we're also at an order block area or a supply zone. So price could actually retrace, maybe bounce off to this point and continue. It's also possible, or just continue from here. We also saw some accumulation here, so we may experience a little bit of accumulation. It's also possible, but generally the trend seems to be upwards, unless we form a kind of double top or triple top. But time will tell. If that happens, then price could go down. Let's see on the daily. Yeah, this is where we are on the daily. I think I'll bring in an indicator here, even though I don't depend on that. But well, I think let me switch to the 1 hour because my chart is really rough here. I'll switch to the 1 hour to clear off the charts. Oh, now I see why I have it there. 62, 45, 504. What's it? 504. 5589 for this. Oh, 44589 rather. We're on the 44589. Okay. 44649.4. Oh, sorry, I'm feeling a bit sleepy. Trading can be extremely boring, especially when you're alone. I think I'll choose some gum. So I don't feel sleepy. 44649.4. And 44708.5. This is a previous analysis I did yesterday. 44708.5, yeah. Okay. So from this point, it could also be considered as a resistance point on the daily. And based on that, we have price. Price has broken this candlestick, which could signal that we'll see some shorts. It's possible. So we have something we call an initial break sell, but I need to see more confirmations. We did this purely retail. Okay, yeah, we are also in an overbought territory on the RSI. Well, I'll do this. Let me check the awesome oscillator. Do I have any form of divergence? This point was high, lower. It is. Let me see. No, we don't have any form of divergence. I'll look at the 4 hour. We have the form of divergence here, and price is broken down. We could still see some shorts. It's possible. In the meantime, we're just open-minded to see what happens. Yesterday, we saw some shorts based from the 50. I was looking at that when we were trading yesterday. It actually happened back into this area. But ideally, I expect price to come to this zone, this area. That will be the ideal place if we want to sell. And if price reacts, then we'll come down at least here, if not for anything. Based on the 4 hour. And based on the daily, we may go way lower as well. So for now, we'll just watch and wait till the New York equities open, which is 2:30 p.m. UK time or 9:30 a.m. New York time. Okay, so I've done my analysis for the three. I've not really seen anything encouraging. Now I may switch to smart money to see if I can see anything exactly at exactly 1:30. Smart money concepts work with time and price. This is pure smart money concepts I'm looking at now. I've switched from retail to smart money. So I'm going to mark off this zone. I want to see the range. I'm looking for swing highs and swing lows on the 50 minutes for smart money to see if I can trade the style of trading. If I see a setup at exactly 130, okay, I've marked my area of interest, or I don't want to see a 50% retracement of this range. That would not be good. That will not be good at all. If I see that before 130, which seems like is going to happen right right now actually. If I see price read this area, I can't trade this style. Now I'll switch back to gold, to Bitcoin. Let's see what's happening on the higher time frame again. Price may just be doing the Judas swing, that's come back a bit and then go upward. That's possible today. Or we may just consolidate 1, 2, 3 trading days before continuing up. That's also possible. Or we may come back to retest this area and then go up. But the general consensus is longs. I can't see anything at all whatsoever on Bitcoin for now. So I'm staying out of that. This is tricky. This is tricky on gold. This is tricky on gold and tempting. Based on what I'm looking at, price may come down here, or here. But this is very tricky. I think I missed this. I should have set an alarm actually. Okay, so we had all the blocks that were respected. We now have a border break. No, we don't have a border break below the 1 hour. This is tricky because this other block will push price up. This is tricky. Let me stay the 4 hour. It's a tricky one. When price is in consolidation, most traders lose their money. We may just stay out just to be safe. I could risk it if I wanted to and take a trade here and expect it to get here, here, or here. But I don't want to do that. Okay, so for the moment, we just wait and watch. We wait and watch and see what's going on. We can't really do much except to watch. There is no setup at all on any of the pairs which we trade, which is gold, Bitcoin, and USDT. Mind you, these are the fastest moving assets in the market as of today. For novice traders, they are usually scared of these three pairs because you can easily get your hands burnt and all your accounts blown because they move like crazy. So it's always advisable for novice traders to start with a currency pair in Forex, like GBP USD, Euro USD, one of the major pairs. But I can afford to do this because I have a couple of years of experience under my belt. Of course, it's not easy. I've learned through hell and high water, and we still learn every day. Okay, so my internal rate liquidity has been invalidated. My smart money concept, which I wanted to trade, is invalidated just before 1:30. This is my 1:30 line, UK time, which is 8:30 US time. It's invalidated. I don't have a range to work with, so I'm not going to be trading that. I'll just delete this line right now. For those of you who may have seen my video of my payout, that is the style I traded for, only that style. I traded for my payout of about $7,000. Sometimes you can just trade only one trading style, but I trade a mixture now as I've acquired experience over time. Yes, so we are sitting on our hands and waiting, which is probably the most difficult thing for a trader to do. No setup, no trade. That's the rule. We could even leave here today without trading at all. And we stay cash. We protect our capital. So we just keep waiting. It can be a bit boring. So many people see all the flashiness on the internet of traders, and they think trading is such a sweet endeavor. Trust me, it's boring, especially when you're alone. And also, it takes a lot of mental capacity. I could even say mental torture, you know. So that's why we're building a community called Winner Circle. We have a couple of people in there, so that we can always interact while we trade and make it more interesting. So gold, two styles or two retail trading styles which I trade are telling me something about gold. I just don't want to be over aggressive. So I've got a kind of resistance here. Kind of, but it's rough. This became support. Support couldn't break it, came back around it, and now we are here. It could come down a bit, or it may want to continue upward. So if I look at my 1 hour, take this away. Let me see my relative strength index. Oh no 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 no! I don't like this. It's not on the in overbought territory. That would have been another extra confirmation. I can't see divergence. I can't see overbought zone. No, so it's weak. It's a weak trade. Move back into this other block. Okay. But I see a dominant break sell here. And based on my other trading style, I see a breakout. Let me see what the 5 minutes is saying. Okay, I think I know what I'll do. If I see a breakout, I'll use the 5 minute OTE if we see a retracement. For me, I just deem it too risky to trade this. I could trade this from here and go down actually. And we have a breakout supply. So price could come here. Here. And I think that's what's happening. I think that is what is happening. I feel tempted. So price may actually get here and it may also come down this way. But I'm not confident to trade this, so I'll leave it. This is not a proper setup. This is like a C setup. We have an A setup or A plus setup. We have A plus setup, B setup, and C. This is a C setup for me. I don't want to risk capital on this. I'd rather wait till I see a proper setup. So if price comes, let me see what's going on the daily again. Okay, this is initial break. My feed, yeah. I know it's difficult for you to see what I'm doing, but I know exactly what I'm looking for. We've got to the 50%. Sometimes price may collapse here. It's possible. Or we went a bit higher. Yeah. The price may want to come this way and collapse. But we're generally in an uptrend. I'm going to attack the relative equal highs on the monthly and the weekly. So we need to be very careful. Otherwise, I would have favored more of sales. And we saw a little bit of it yesterday. So we have resistance, we have a kind of Corsi pattern on the 4 hour. I would like price to get here first before I decide what to do. Okay, so nothing is going on at the moment. We are just waiting and watching, exercising patience. Maybe in the meantime, I may just look at Euro USD. It's a forex pair, so I can see what's going on. Markets are just generally in accumulation. That's just the truth. On almost all pairs since June. Wow. I'm trying to stay alert. So I'm quite bored. Maybe I should play some music or something. You can type in the chat box if you're here. You can just mention your name so I know you're around. And if you have any questions, you can also ask the questions. Or if you want me to do any analysis of any pair, you can let me know. So there's nothing going on. We keep waiting. I think we had news for the Canadian dollar today. Yeah. Yes, we had. Oh, today is July 10. Yeah, we had news by 1:30, and I've not seen much spike of volatility. Unemployment claims. That's a very serious news. I just don't see. I can't see any impact. What's the result of the news? Let me see. Okay, the forecast was lower. Unemployment claims. Sorry, the actual was lower than the forecast. It could be because I'm not trading any of the dollar pairs. That's why I can't see the impact. Kindly bear with me. I want to I want to play some music, so hopefully it can keep me sharp and not sleepy. Create a beautiful job-winning resume with Enhancer. Join thousands of users who got amazing jobs at some of the top companies in the world with a modern, ATS-friendly Enhancer resume. Yes, we're still here. I think I've got a situation. Kindly pardon me. Yeah, so I'm still here. The markets are really, really rough today. I can't see any opportunity so far. I've got a bee flying around. Oh my god. I'm under attack. I think I'll pause the live stream so I can deal with these issues. What? How do I pause? How do I pause? Let's see. All right, guys. I'll need to fight these bees. I can see. Yeah. Trading is all about patience. We just need to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. If I was scalping, certainly I would have seen some opportunities, but I don't want to scalp. Scalping is high intensity. If I do not see an opportunity in time, I may just I may not trade at all today and close early. Uh, so today is a boring day. No setup scene. The secret about trading is just following your plan. It's extremely difficult to follow your plan. Trust me. Even I find it many difficult at times, but we just have to keep disciplined. Discipline. If you are disciplined, you will win. A disciplined trader is a profitable trader. So we just have to maintain discipline And if we see nothing today, we do not trade. Normally, Thursdays generally are always a good day. It's always Thursdays are good days to trade because if you follow smart money concepts, we'll be seeing a possible reversal based on the weekly order block or weekly candlestick rather. So normally we'll be seeing a reversal from the highs or the lows of the week. Thursdays are usually a sweet day because you would see most times you see an opportunity. But when markets are in consolidation like this or accumulation, then things are extremely slow. I usually love Thursday tradings, but right now I can't really see anything happening. So if you want to force a trade, then be ready to lose. So I'm trying to ensure I don't force my eyes to start seeing something that is not there. So normally I trade the New York AM session, which is from I'm pre-New York anyway, which is from 12 to 5. If you look at it, this is 2 o'clock. So I think I've got about 3 more hours to go. Although I'm looking at US 30 closely. If I don't really see anything, then I won't be trading today. And that I don't trade on Fridays because of other commitments. So that would mean till next week. If we had held yesterday's trade, we would have made way more profit, way more. But sometimes it's just good, especially for the fact that we just started a trading challenge and we made a little profits. And again, I was worried. Yesterday was FOMC. I didn't want to see, a shocker, a huge spikes. Many times before FOMC, the market goes sideways. But we actually had one of the best setups yesterday for the week on gold. We started the move, took part of it, a very tiny part, and then the trade went exactly as we said. So we had huge room to have held the trade to take profit. It's all good. The most important thing is we took profits. No one goes broke taking profits. You only go broke when you don't take profits. Whoa, 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 whoa. Feeling sleepy. I'm feeling bored as well. Hey, I see something. This was a fake out, although there was no proper setup here anyway. That's why I decided not to trade this on gold. There's no proper setup. Kindly ignore these lines. This is not a proper setup. I know exactly what I was looking for. While the markets are in consolidation, they just keep being in consolidation at the moment. So we can't do anything. There is really nothing we can do at the moment than to watch. Okay, I can't really talk much because there is no action. All I can just do is watch and wait. So it can be boring when you're watching and waiting, as I've been saying earlier on. It will soon be time, 15 minutes time for US equities open. Let's see what happens on US 30 or Dow Jones 30, DJ 30. Yesterday was more lively because we had a very good setup. But for today, we are not seeing anything. Yes, I'm still here. I'm just watching the market. Nothing is going on at the moment. That's why it's quite boring. There is no action, no directional bias on the pairs we're trading. Today is such a boring day. Nothing is going on at all. There is nothing going on whatsoever. One, how many? It's about 44 seconds to New York Open. So we'll see some volatility on US 30. About 24 seconds more. 21, 20. Let's see what US 30 does. Yeah, it's time. So what happens with US 30? Are we going to see volatility or do we still continue to see sideways movement? I'm still seeing nothing. I still see nothing. We may end up not taking any trade today at all. I'll still wait a little bit. If I don't see, I will most probably call it a day. And that will be till next week. The markets are consolidating. There's no real direction on any of the pairs we're trading: Bitcoin, gold, and indices, which is Dow Jones 30 or US 30. We have been waiting and waiting. Trading is all about waiting, having so much patience. And sometimes you wait this long, and then when you take a trade, it also goes against you. You know, that's where the frustration comes in. That's why trading is all about mind game. It's mind games. It's not about skill. It's very easy for everybody to just talk, use trading terms, but it's hard to maintain composure under pressure. Imagine sitting for hours and on end, and then you end up doing the wrong thing, or waiting like this. You get bored and you're forced to take a trade. Your eye starts to see what you're not supposed to see. So we'll keep waiting. If we do not see any, if we do not see any setup that conforms to our rules, no, we are not. We are not going to take any trade. We'd rather call it a day. So markets haven't really moved. They have been in a very small range all through today, all through New York AM session. I generally like to take my trades from a minimum of a 30 minutes. So 30-minute setup. I don't even really like the 30 minutes that much. Although yesterday we saw a 30-minute setup which played out very well. But I love the 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour. That's the sweet spot for a day trader. 4 hour setups are also very good. And the daily setup tells you where direction is going in a couple of days. So for now, we're in consolidation. Markets have been in prolonged accumulation for quite some time now. So all we can just do is sit, watch, and wait, and also get bored. If you're here, you can just type your name in the chat box so I can know you're here. Thanks, Connell, for alerting me of your presence. There is nothing going on. There is nothing going on at all at the moment. This is the hardest part of trading. I would have thought the news, 1:30 p.m. news, which is 8:30 a.m. unemployment claims in the US, would have injected liquidity into the market, but that was the opposite. Nothing happened at all. It's been such a very slow day, with price ranging in the same direction in almost all the peers we are trading. Okay, so I'll switch the screen to our 10,000 challenge, $10,000 challenge, which we are currently doing, phase one of funding pips. Yesterday we made 1.7%. We have a target of 8% to meet. We'll just take things slowly. Yeah, this is the screen. You can see the balance 10,174. And let's see if we can see the history. Yeah, this was yesterday's history. I hope you can see. Oh, it is covered. Um, you can't see the amount here because my picture is blocking it. but no problems. You can see the total profit. You can see the total profit here, 174. You can't see this portion because my picture is blocking. I try to remove it. I'll still try to know how to push my picture up the screen. Well, we made a profit of 104 yesterday. Today we can't do anything. We're just watching and waiting.
Stripe helps optimize your checkout flow so you can grow your revenue and your team can focus on other things like your customers. Stripe, make progress.
We're watching and waiting. Wait, 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 wait. The markets are in consolidation for 75% of the time when trading, or 70% of the time. Good moves actually happen only about 30% of the time when trading. So trading is actually more of a waiting game, just like hunters who are very patient. They wait, 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 wait till the right moment to strike with so much force. That's how the markets go. You have to have the hunter mentality. Before I used to just jump in and out of trades. Anything I see trading on the 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute mostly, and then of course I bite my fingers. That will lead to premium tears. Although now I can scalp on the 1 minute, even during consolidation like this, I actually can scalp, but I don't want to scalp. I want to trade properly. I can also scalp if I see a trending market as well, but I'm not going to be scalping today at all. I think I'll be switching the screen back to trading view. Gold may actually let off some steam by going short. Like I said, that was a C setup. I don't want to take any C setup. Otherwise, maybe we would have taken something in gold. Right, gold is moving the way I expected. The C setup is actually playing out. Oh my god, trading can be so funny. You know, it was very tempting to take that trade actually. Okay, so I'll show you what I saw on gold that I called it a C setup. So this is what I saw on gold. There seems to be a kind of 1 hour support here, 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 which was broken. And we also had a 4 hour. 4 hour supply zone which has not been crossed. Why price was retracing from yesterday's rally. So that's double confirmation. It's just that I didn't like this level of resistance, which is called resistance now. Former support. I don't really like it. It can be misleading. And I didn't see any overbought or oversold territory, which I would have loved to see, just as we saw yesterday on the 30 minutes. Yesterday, our confirmations were really, really strong on the 30-minute time frame. You know, but I didn't see that. Although I saw another retail trading style, which I normally use, a 5-minute break of this trend line. But I expected a deep retracement, which has happened. The 5-minute break happened here. You know, this retracement, this is the leg that is quite scary. So normally I would have, if I wanted to trade this, I would expect to take first profits here, second one here, and third one here. So price retraced and seems to be coming down. We also have what we call dominant break by sell on the 1 hour. But nah, we are staying out. We'll stay out. Because today the markets are not really giving that flow that I want. All these are very weak confirmations as far as I'm concerned. So even if the trade goes our way for this setup, it doesn't matter. We stay out. We'll stay out. We'll stay out of the market. There are many times when the trade has started like this and, you know, it just suddenly reverses and goes up. It's a very risky trade to take. I'll switch again to US30 to see what's going on. Okay. US30 seems to want to come back into here. If the setup, it's just that we're generally bullish on US30, which is an indices, is a conglomerate of the top 30 technology stocks in the US stock market, an aggregate. So we have a kind of higher time frame setup. There are two conflicting views here. So now on the 4-hour time frame, I saw something. I would like to see price get to this area for me to take a trade to possibly take it down. But knowing that price wants to actually attack these highs on the higher time frame, on the monthly and on the weekly time frame, that's what price is trying to do. I'll show you. On the monthly time frame, there's just so much price attraction to attack these equal highs. This like a very big price attraction. That's why you can see the strength with which price has climbed up in May, June, and now we're in July. So this is a tempting trade to short. It could actually continue upwards. On the daily time frame, we had from that place which is forming as resistance based on retail concept, that's resistance, and many retail traders may be looking to short. You know, however, smart money concepts is telling you that there is a price attraction there that price wants to attack. So we need to be careful as well. In consolidations, you need to be careful. It's very difficult to tell market direction. Unlike here. Here you can see how markets was just going in one direction. They said the trend is your friend. This is your friend. This is not your friend. This is your enemy. This is where most traders lose their money. Oh, wow. My C setup in gold is going exactly as I wanted. Now, volatility has entered the market. The C setup I didn't want to trade is going the way I wanted it to go. Yeah, I'm on gold now.
Create a beautiful California resume or enhance it. Join thousands of users who've got amazing jobs at some of the top companies in the world with a modern, ATS-friendly enhanced resume.
Trading can be so unpredictable sometimes. I think I know where price is going now. Well, we'll still stay out, as we said. We'll stay out of it. This is Bitcoin. Nothing is happening on Bitcoin end. The same thing. We've broken out. We are generally in longs and longs environment. That's buying. However, today, since yesterday, it looks like a symmetrical triangle, which is neutral, but I don't like the way it's formed. It's not really giving me the pure symmetrical triangle. You know. So price may consolidate around this area before shooting up. I expect price to get here, somewhere around here. Although in the long run, we have a very huge target. This is the target. So Bitcoin may get to 130,000. Right now we're sitting on 110,000. We just keep our composure and not be tempted into entering any C setup like the gold trade that is currently playing out and is playing out perfectly. That's a C setup. I don't want to risk funds on that. I'd rather stay cash, stay out of the market, and wait for an A plus plus setup like the one which we had yesterday. So for the gold trade, the confirmations today is a combination of support and resistance on the 1 hour, dominant break sell. I didn't have like an also oscillator or RSI confirmation. I didn't have that, which also made me to stay out. I had a break of trend line on the 5 minutes, but I had a very deep retracement, which is expected based on the dominant break sell. So, and price is going the way I expected right now. But like I said, it's a B, or I can even say it's more of a C setup. That's why we stayed out of the trade. Because if it goes against us, then we will not be happy about that. I would rather lose on an A setup than to lose on a C setup. The way I look at it, if I lose on an A setup, that's a happy loss. But on a C setup, if I lose, that is a very unhappy loss. Knowing that it's a C setup. Yeah. Yes, this is the game of trading. Wait, 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 wait. It's a waiting game. The price has come back to this area on US 30. Before, I used to look at US 30 and NASDAQ 100. That's the top 100 stocks in the US. Some people are very good at looking at these things, but for me, I just prefer simplicity. I used to do correlation analysis and all that, looking for divergences, or correlation in movement. But sometimes too much analysis leads to paralysis. That's why I just stuck with one of them only, which is US 30. Gold just seems to be embarrassing us. It's just falling. Look at it. It's falling. It's falling and falling and falling and falling. It's falling. Exactly based on my analysis for the C setup. I'll switch again to the 5 minute time frame. And this is what I expected to happen. I expect price to get here. This would have been my first take profit. Let's see if price will get there. After price did a very deep retracement to confuse most people who would have taken here, they would have been so scared. After entering here, a break of this trend line, most would have been scared. We'll draw a second protective trend line around this area. You see, price has gotten there. Price has hit take profit one if we had entered this trade. Yeah, well, it's one of those things. You can't cry over it. Price has reached exactly where I said it would if we had taken this trade, but it's a weak setup. It could still come down to this place, and it could come down to this place as well. Considering the nature of the market today, I would have liquidated most of my trades here, assuming I took the C setup. Okay, I can see your trade, Ahmad. Ahmad is asking whether I will buy at 3310, 3,310. No. No, I won't at all. So I'm responding to Ahmad's chat. I will not buy. I'll just stay cash. In fact, if I wanted to do anything, if I wanted to take more risk, which I normally trade this way, don't get me wrong, I used to trade this way a lot, and I made the. I mean, my trades really went well when I traded this style of trading. I would have sold at. Let me see. I would have sold. I would have sold at 3320. That's where this is where I would have sold and took profit here for a one for 1 hour. Or this trade still has the potential to hit 1.5 or 2 hour. And in extreme condition, it could even come down here. So I wouldn't be buying at 3.3. Let's see where's 3.310. Let me put this as a line. Yeah, 3.310. 3.310. No, I won't. That's a very, very risky place to buy. Very risky. Even if the trade goes well, it's such a risky place. That's this white line. It's a risky place to buy. Nope. That's the middle of nowhere. I won't buy at all. I'm not going to buy there. If I'm scalping on the 1 minute, there could be a tendency. Yeah, if I'm scalping on the 1 minute, let me see. If I extend this out, 3310, 3310. Okay. If I extend this out, we saw price getting very close to that place. Let me see the 1 minute, what it's looking at. Okay. We have a bullish engulfing here. There are other ways I look at this. I'll remove this. Yeah. So if I'm scalping on the 1 minute, do I have a divergence? No, no, no. Let me see. What's an oscillator? I don't have a divergence between here and here. Nope, nope. It's such a risky place to buy. It's not advisable at all. Even if I was scalping, I still haven't seen a setup. So I hope it answers your question, Ahmed. Okay. Yeah, I see your text. Yeah. All right, thanks. Trading is just a game of patience. It's very, very, it can be very, very boring, honestly. But if you do not see your confirmations, protect your capital. Trading is not about skill, it's not about education, knowledge. It's actually about money management more than any other thing. Risk management or money management. If you can manage risk properly, you'll be profitable. A couple of people have followed me and seen my journey. When I go wild and go on a tilt in the past, because I do not manage risk properly. Sometimes you're doing so well and you feel you're invincible. You've understood everything. The market will same you quickly. So, but if you can manage the times I manage money properly, you know, I have a very slow and steady pace, and I keep winning. But when you don't, in one day you can lose all you've made in 3 months. That's the way it goes. So for me, there's no setup at all. Let me quickly look at US 30 again to see what's going on here. Oh, US 30 is really moving now. This is the movement I've been waiting for. I want price to come this way, and I'll see the reaction of price around this zone. We got here yesterday, just before we closed our chart. I talked about uh, injection of liquidity around 8:30 US time, which is 1:30 our time, 2:30, sorry, 9:30 US time, and price came this way eventually and dropped. So I know that there will be reactions in this area, but I want to see whether price can come here. If I want to be very risky, I just place an order, but I don't want to be very risky. I don't want to take too much risk. I would like to see a confirmation, maybe on the 30 minutes or 15 minutes. If I see something, then we may take a trade. Yesterday we made 1.75%. That trade went so well. We probably would have made about 4%. It went all through the night, just as I predicted. So the final take profit of gold. Yeah, this is it. It's still the same gold trade. We entered, ironically, we entered here, and we came out around here. We came out around here, but I predicted that it will come this way. I actually did that. If you look at yesterday's setup, you know, but we didn't also want to take too much risk because yesterday was FOMC, and normally many traders stay out of the market entirely on FOMC days. That's when the U.S. Central Bank or Reserve Bank governor speaks, because the markets can go yo-yo, and most times market consolidate throughout the whole day on FOMC days. But ironically, we had such a good setup that went to take profit eventually. I didn't even see the impact of FOMC at all. Today we have unemployment change, which should have injected so much liquidity into the market as well. That's at 1:30 British time, and yet nothing has happened. This is the irony of trading. We just have to follow the market based on what we see and be conservative. I'd rather come out here with 1.75%, than leave it and then all of a sudden we just see a downfall and you lose everything. If it was a normal day, I would have held some position to get here. Yeah. All right, so I'll be removing this trend line. Some traders will see this as like support and resistance, but I'm not doing that at all. So I can understand Ahmed's Ahmed's rationale of thinking to buy in this zone, but it's too risky to buy in this zone. Okay, Bitcoin. I'm looking at Bitcoin now. Bitcoin seems to. We have a long way. It seems to want to go up, just as I said. It may go up this way to this purple line or this blue line, and it may come down first before going up. But we have a long way to go on this candle. If we see a bullish candle, we have for 3 minutes to go on the 1 hour candle. So anything can happen. It may even still close down and come back. Today, the market is just not clear. That's just the truth. There is no setup. And if that continues to happen in the next, I'll look at what happens in the next 15 minutes. I may just call it a day. No need to keep sitting. Because in my trading session, which is the New York AM session, or London PM session, I'm not really seeing any proper setup. So sometimes if you keep waiting and waiting and trying to force a setup, you will end up making a loss. So if I wait again for some few minutes and I see nothing, I'll just close the trade. I'm looking at US 30. This is such a tricky trade, such a tricky one, honestly. Yeah, this is a tricky one. If the setup we're looking at happens, we may see a massive fall here. We may see a massive fall if price manages to, even from here, it's possible because we're already on the 62% retracement, Fibonacci retracement. But I would have still wanted price to come a bit higher. So we have our policy pattern. We have the entry zone. That's for our area of value entry. We could enter here, like I said, and we had. You can see what happened. The first time we got here, it came down. So now it's really pushing up with so much force. Let me see what's happening on the 1 hour RSI. Even though I don't depend on it for trading, but let's see what's going on there. Okay, we are gradually going back into the overbought territory. Sorry, into overbought territory. I'll put this up at the top of the screen. Maybe it's clearer. So we are going back into overbought territory. Once we reach this area, the very top, the dotted line here, that's seriously overbought territory and higher. So basically, we've reached our entry zone if it's the 4 hour for shorts, but this area is huge. It's huge. We could just go into drawdown because what will happen is price will still come higher, higher. It could even come here, then give us a long week, a long rejection like this week, this thin line, give us a long rejection and come out. But the problem is, if you enter here, your stop loss will just be so wide to this place before you see a reaction, and that's not good, especially for small accounts. So small accounts may not even take it, depending on how much you decide to risk, though. So I'd rather see a confirmation on the smaller time frame, maybe a 15 minutes bearish engulfing, which before attempting to take this trade. No. So let's see what's happening on the 15 minutes. We'll take this out. We've satisfied that. Let's see what's happening on the 15 minutes. I want to see a confirmation. We're in overbought territory again on the 15 minutes. Let's say that we're in overbought territory when we collapsed. So we're also in overbought territory again, and we're seeing a kind of divergence. This area, in this area. Let me see the 30 minutes. We're also in overbought territory on the 30 minutes. Okay, there could be a potential here, but we are not yet in overbought territory on the 1 hour. I'll prefer the 1 hour. So for gold, we have a bearish engulfing off the 4 hour order block. Price has come to retest the 1 hour order block. So could price fall further? And based on smart money concept, we should see a retracement into discount. And our discount would mean 50% retracement at least. So yes, we could see price come back down to 50% at least. It's very possible. It's very possible, but gold can be tricky. We have another block here around the 8.2% retracement. It could also shoot up. I want to see if we have an OTE, 5 minute OTE, optimal trade entry. Do we have a fair value gap? So we have two up close candles, and price has not interacted yet with the up close candles. I'll take this away and see if we have. This is smart money now. It's totally different from what all the other things I've been talking about. So this is the sweet spot, 0.705. Although this is also an OTE 62. Price could react and fall from here. I'm not doing anything today. These are not A plus setups at all. So I won't be doing anything. I'm sorry. They're not A plus setups. Yeah. Price is so rough today. Look at the whole of today's trading in our session. It's just so rough. No clear movement. This is on Bitcoin. And this happened since yesterday, actually, Wednesday. You don't want to be caught on the wrong direction. It's the same that is happening on gold. I'm switching to gold now. You can see price is just generally rough. We need to be very careful because the moment you come down, it can even reverse and go up from here, and it could actually come down. If you want to risk at all, you will risk very small on a day like this. Should you decide to take a trade at all? But for me, it doesn't fit into my A plus setup, so I'm not doing anything. US30 as well has been rough. It's trying to break out of the zone now. Patience, patience, patience. I think I'll be here till 4 p.m. After 4 p.m., I'll call it a day if I don't see anything that fits into my philosophy of trading. To win at the game of trading, you just have to have self-control. This is something I battled with, I struggled with for so long as well. On days like this, when I see the CC set up on gold, before I would jump headlong into it. Today it has even played out a bit, but it also gave us a very deep retracement, and I would have been scared and possibly taking a loss. Then it goes in my direction. So, but with experience, I'm learning, and I've learned to just stay out entirely and protect your capital. There will always be another trade for another day. Most people trade one pair. I traded one pair for so long. The only reason why I can look at three pairs at a time is because I've gained a little experience. So most traders trade one pair, and you can be very profitable with one pair. But experience has show me that one pair may not move for some time. Like for instance, this is doing this, and another pair will move. That's why I'm trading one indices, which is US30, one crypto, which is Bitcoin, and one commodity, which is gold. I could also sometimes I also put currency as well, which is Euro USD Forex or possibly GBP USD. But that is very slow and highly manipulative as well, Forex. So that's why I don't. It's not part of the things to trade. Plus, if I put Forex here, like Euro USD, then the pairs I have to analyze will be too much. At three already, it's even seeming like a lot. You know, that's the way trading goes. So I trade three pairs that are not in the same asset class. So sometimes, if you have prolonged consolidation, that's price moving in one area without a proper direction, you may see the other one moves in a trending market smoothly, either going up smoothly or coming down smoothly. That's the reason why I trade three pairs. Excuse me. I'll put an alarm here for US 30. Yeah, I'm gradually approaching the end of my trading session because I've not seen an acceptable setup till now. I'm watching US 30 closely. Sorry, I'm just doing an analysis and deciding whether I should enter or not for US 30. Okay, guys. Uh, there could be a potential setup here, but I'm just being careful. I don't want to take the wrong trade over here because on the daily time frame, it's showing me strong attraction to clear those equal highs, which is this. That's why I have two opposing views here. So price is showing me strong attraction to come back, clear this, take this out. But at the same time, it's also showing me that it could want to come down. So I have two conflicting views. So I think based on the fact that I have two conflicting views, I'll stay out. I'll stay out. So price may drop and it may continue. I'll stay out. All right, I've come to the end of my session. There seems to be a very clear trade here on US 30. But like I said, I have two conflicting views. I think the views of shorts is very strong actually. But today is my last trading day, and this setup didn't even happen earlier than now. I don't want to take a risk and then we throw away the profits we've made for the week. Again, it's happening on the. This is a 4-hour setup, so this may take a long time to play out. Since I won't be having time to monitor this trade and all that, it's better to just stay out and protect our profits that we've made for the week. So, guys, we'll see you again next week on Tuesday. Thank you very much. For all those who managed to join the live stream, thanks a lot. And Ahmed Cornell, who contributed, thanks a lot as well. I appreciate you guys. See you next week.